Hello, guys. My name is Desmond, and I welcome you to my lesson for today, where we'll be looking at mathematics, specifically financial math. So, ladies and gentlemen, important because what I'm about to say is massively, massively, massively. Hey, massively important, ladies and gentlemen, that I say a day without learning something new, it's a day wasted. By so say, non-T, please do make sure that by the end of each and every lesson that I conduct, you learn something new. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. So I notice load shedding has started on my side. Luckily, today I've got a backup plan. So just in case, if you guys are not able to clearly hear me when I speak, please do mention. Otherwise, in case if there's a bit of a disconnection from my side, just be aware that it could be because the network is getting poor. So what I'm going to do is to actually connect with a Wi-Fi. But otherwise, without any waste of time, before I start with our very first question for today, can someone just indicate if you are able to clearly hear me when I speak? And can you also clearly see over there? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Last one to confirm.
Sir.
Non-T.
I
Okay.
can see clearly.
Zozo has just confirmed that all is clear. But can you hear me now, Non-T? I was just asking if you can clearly hear me when I speak, and again, if you can see on my whiteboard.
I can hear you, but I can't see clearly.
So the other thing, in case if it happens that you're not able to clearly hear me when I speak, or otherwise if you can't clearly see, quickly leave and then join again. It might actually improve on your side. Okay, so without any waste of time, I'm just going to quickly read through the given statement. So we've got question number 1 over there, where the statement says a school buys tablets at a total cost of 140,000 rands. So that is a statement on its own. A school buys tablets at a total cost of 140,000 rands. If the average rate of inflation is 6.1% per annum over the next 4 years, determine the cost of replacing these tablets in 4 years. So remember, Bantu Bagit, very, very much important that at all times, when you are given a statement, ask yourself this question: is it increasing or is it decreasing over time? So, because they did mention that there's an average rate of inflation at or which is 6.1% per annum, then we know that whatever value that we are currently hearing now, Hami, sir, can you hear me? Zozozo.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, you are back.
Okay. So I did indicate that in the statement that I've read, there's somewhere they talk about an average rate of inflation, which is 6.1% per annum, which means whatever that we are calculating, it's actually a value that is going to increase over time because of that inflation rate, of which in that case it's 6.1% per annum. So you've got multiple formulas applicable to these questions over there. So this is the formula that you'll be using to answer this question. We are not dealing with a simple interest in this case, and most importantly, not something which depreciates in value over time, but they have mentioned an inflation rate, which is 6.1% per annum over the next 4 years. So now that we've identified the formula, which is A is equals to a P into 1 plus I N. Something that you should ask yourself is, are you actually calculating for A or are you calculating for P? Who can tell? What are we calculating over there? Is it A? Is it P?
P.
Someone says P. The other one. So here we're just guessing, guys. Don't worry about getting it correct or wrong. What are we calculating between A and P? Hamiso, what did you say there?
A.
Hamisa is saying A. Okay. So this is how you detect what needs to be calculated. So this is how you do it, Shruyas. You ask yourself, the value that we are calculating, is it the future value or is it the past value? A school buys tablets at a total of 140,000. So can you see, it's more like now they buy tablets of 140,000 rands. So they're saying if the average rate of inflation is 6.1% per annum over the next 4 years, determine the cost of replacing these tablets in 4 years' time. So can you see that we are actually calculating a future value? So this is the future value and this is the current value. So because of the inflation rate, it means the value that we are calculating, it is going to be more than the current value, which means this is where we are having our 140,000. This is the amount which is being used to buy the tablets. But over time, there's an inflation rate. What is the inflation rate over there? It is actually what is it? It's 6.1 percent. Percent means out of 100 you close over a period of 4 years. You remember, guys, if we have something compounded annually or whatever annually, and in terms of the period, they talk about years, then you just multiply this by 1 and you divide all of that by 1. It makes no difference. That is why we might not worry that much about having that on our formula. Then you punch all of that on your calculator. What are you getting there? Can someone calculate that and tell us that is the answer?
177,000.
741.
Wait. Hamiso, uthola malini lapha?
It is 77. Oh, it's 77,414,69.
Hey, Shreyas, uqinisile lo muntu lo, ungathi angimthembi. Are you getting the same answer there, Shreyas?
No, sir. So I get 177,414,
That sounds
9,69.
This one sounds right. So I expected a value greater than that, Hami. So that is why I'm able to detect that it might be wrong. But you got all of that correct. So I'm assuming you forgot that one. Can you just confirm for the last time, Hami? So in case if your answer it's supposed to be like that. Non-talkers, what are you getting that side? Are you getting the same answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that serves as an indication that this could possibly be the correct answer. So this is where you score your marks. For you to correctly substitute 140,000, that's where you score your first mark. And most importantly, I'm also going to give you a mark for that correct substitution of the inflation rate and again for that period of 4 years. Most importantly, your final answer, which is rounded to 2 decimal places. Remember, guys, it is stated on your first page of your question paper to say round off your answers correct to 2 decimal places unless otherwise stated. So for all our mathematical problems, let's round off to 2 unless otherwise it is stated in the question paper. So that calculation, does it make sense to everyone?
Yes, I understand.
Okay. Let me see. Asanda, are you happy there? Does it make sense? Asandu, I think you might not be aware that in case if you want to comment, ask, or whatever, remember to unmute your mic. There's somewhere on your screen, there should be a button which says unmute. If you can click there, it allows you to speak. So in case if you want to ask a question or otherwise make a comment, just click on that button. Then you'll be able to clearly speak and I'll be able to hear you. Okay. 8.2. Remember, guys, we did go through all of these formulas on our lessons. I think we started with this on Monday. So we did discuss all of them. So we might be using not necessarily all, but some of these formulas. So also I've got some important information that I would like to take you through over there. So it's more like in today's lesson, we are trying to apply all that we discussed when we're doing an introduction of financial maths. Okay, 8.2, the statement reads as follows: an investment earns interest at a rate.
Excuse me, sir. I don't
Yebo.
think we're done with the previous question. Weren't we supposed to say
Eh,
A minus P?
were we not supposed to say what is it? A minus P.
P. Yes.
Oh, no. No, not at all. Because the question is determine the cost of replacing these tablets in 4 years' time. So that is the cost of replacing these tablets. So the school or a school buys tablets at a total cost of 140,000. So can you see that is the total cost at which the school buys the tablets. So there is an inflation rate of 6.1% per annum over the next 4 years. So that means after 4 years, how much are we going to spend in order to buy the new tablets? Can you see on T?
Yes, sir. I understand. Thank you.
Okay. So now, let's move on to the next question. Remember, guys, just in case if there's something that you do not understand, feel free to interrupt and we'll quickly go through all of that so that we are all on the same page. Okay, 8.2, an investment ends. But wait, do you guys know this information that I'm reading? Did you see that it was sent in the group? Were you all able to access that question paper sent in the group? I think so.
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. So an investment earns interest at a rate of 7% per annum, compounded semi-annually. Full stop. Calculate the effective annual interest rate on this investment. You tell me, which formula do you think we are going to use in this case? An investment earns interest at a rate of 7% per annum, compounded semi-annually. Calculate the effective annual interest rate on this investment.
It's 1 plus I effective equals to 1 plus I norm over n to the power n.
Yes. Exactly that. So, a 1 plus IF, it's equals to 1 plus I norm over n to the exponent of n. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, that you are able to identify the correct formula, because otherwise, if you don't plan your way to the final answer, you might not successfully score all the marks allocated to this question. So obviously, we do know very well that we need to substitute two things, because this formula, it's actually three things that you can calculate, which is the IF, not necessarily F, but the I effective or I nominal or N. But in this case, examiner wants you to calculate the effective annual interest rate on this investment, which means IF is what you need to calculate. So we can transpose that one, meaning we've got IF being equals 2 into 1 plus I norm. What is I norm? Anyone who'd like to give it a try?
Zero comma 0.07.
Yes, 0.07, because that is the interest that is given over there. So the interest is given as 7%. What we know about the percentage, we do know very well that a percentage means out of 100, meaning our I is 0.07. 0.07. So that means over there we have 0.07. Remember, that is just I. Then you say over in place of n. What are we then substituting over there? Anyone to give it a try? Remember, guys, it helps me a lot in case if you guys give me the wrong answers, because in that way we are able to expand our explanation on this type of problems. I get very much excited when you guys give me the wrong answers because it helps me to expand when I explain. So just give it a try. In place of n, what are we substituting there?
2.
Why 2?
Because they said it's compounded semi-annually,
Yay.
and semi-annually means half yearly, so it has to be 2.
Yes, exactly that. So, Bantu Bagi, very, very much important that you remember what we do when we are given information as annually, semi-annually, quarterly, or otherwise quarterly, monthly, and daily. It all depends on how you pronounce each of those. But what matters the most is that you need to know that when it's semi-annually, in place of n, you substitute 2. Also there, you substitute 2. But remember, you had to transpose that one, meaning you write it on the other side and it changes a sign, which means you can therefore punch all of that on your calculator. Otherwise, for those of you guys who've got calculators, you can punch all of that on your calculator. Hami, sir, did you calculate?
Yes.
What answer are you getting there?
0.07.
She's getting 0.07. Is that what everyone is getting?
Yes, sir.
Hey, is it everyone who's getting the same answer?
Yes.
Okay. I don't trust you guys. Let me punch for myself. I know you guys like taking shortcut. What is it? Shortcuts. Let me see. Can you see? I'm getting 0.071225. That's what you got, Bantu Bagiti. Not
You
0.07.
said round off to the nearest 2 decimal.
Oh,
So
now I can see. But remember, this is not effective interest rate. You need to multiply that by 100 to convert it to a effective interest rate. Therefore, let's see. I think it therefore gives you 7.12%. This is the final answer that you round to 2. What you've just got there is just R. This is just R, the rate. So the moment you multiply it by 100, that's when it becomes I as a percentage. I'm not sure if it makes sense, guys. I'm not sure. Do you get it now?
Yeah.
So just be careful of that, Bantu Bakit. Shreyas, did you get it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's now move on to question number 3. 8.3. So I'm just going to remove all of that. Here we are given a statement which reads as follows: a savings account was opened with an initial deposit of 24,000 rands. So here we are talking about a savings account which was opened with an initial deposit of 24. So it's more like already we know that our P value is 24,000 rands. 18 months later, 7,000 was withdrawn from the account. So after 18 months, let's say after 18 months, so they withdrew 7,000 rands. Remember, guys, after you've opened a savings account and your first deposit was 24,000, so that means every month it keeps on growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. So it grows for 18 months. Then after 18 months, 7,000 is being withdrawn. That is the statement that I've just read up to this point. It continues and they're saying, calculate how much money will be in the savings account at the end of 4 years if the interest rate was 10.5% per annum compounded monthly. So they're saying calculate how much will be in the account at the end of 4 years if the interest rate was 10.5% per annum compounded monthly. This is an interesting question. So this type of questions are what you should be expecting during your final examinations. Okay, anyone, maybe let me do it. Let me do this one so that you've got an idea of how we solve this type of problems. Okay, so from what I understand, Bantu Bakiti, is that this is the formula, first thing first. This is the formula that I'm going to be using because you've noticed there they said compounded. This is the interest is 10.5% per annum compounded monthly. So I know this is the formula that I'm going to use, Shreyas. But a lot of things happened in between the 4 years. Okay, I know that 24,000 was invested initially, and the interest rate was at 10.5% per annum. And then after 18 months, something happened. So that means I need to know how much was the money after 18 months. So that's what I'm going to calculate, Shreyas, to know they withdrew 7,000 from how much. So initially they invested 24,000 where the interest was 10.5%. And it is after 18 months whereby they withdrew 7,000. So I can say this is the money that will be in that savings account after 18 months, whereby they then withdraw 7,000 rands. Then, if I punch all of this on a calculator, it is going to tell me how much will remain in that savings account after they withdrew 7,000. Before I punch all of that on a calculator, do you guys understand that statement and also my approach in terms of what I'm doing there? Does it make sense to everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Mzozozo, Mbalenhle, niyayithola lapho.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Let me calculate. So it's 2,000, no, 24,000. Let me say 24,000 into 1 plus 10.5 out of 100 close to the exponent 18. It's equals 2. So this is what I'm getting. I'm getting a 144,787.892. So it's more like after 18 months. After 18 months, that 24,000 that was invested, it is now this much. But remember, guys, this money is too big. I think there's something that I might have forgotten there. I'm not sure if there's someone who noticed what I've actually forgotten there.
They said it's
Sir.
compounded monthly.
Yes. Which means I needed to divide that by 12, because this percentage is actually per annum, and they're saying compounded monthly, which means I need to then convert that interest to months. That is why I'm going to divide it by 12. Makes sense, Mos?
Yes.
Yeah, so the reason why I noticed I made a mistake is because that amount is too big to accumulate in 18 months. Because, after I've punched that and I saw that value, immediately I was tempted to go and invest. But I noticed that in real life, that is actually not possible. So I need to divide all of that by 12 years. You see, now we're getting a realistic value. So it's now 28,000. That 69849. So sure, yes, it's more like after 18 months of investing that much at that interest rate, this is how much the money will be. So you then withdraw that 7,000. So minus 7,000, because they said after 18 months they withdraw that much. So that means this is what is now remaining. 69849, of which this is maybe the one that you can round it off to whatever value, which means if you round it to 2, it is therefore going to be 70. But remember, you are still going to do some calculations. So in terms of money, they will give a range to say, if the learner gets, let's say, 21, whatever, and out by so many cents, we can still give them a correct answer. So now, that means after 18 months, this is the money that is remaining. So we then need to calculate at the end of 4 years, how much will that money be? So because you've withdrawn that, that means this is what is remaining. So this is what is going to accumulate for the remaining months. How many months remaining to take us to 4 years? How many months remaining?
30.
30 months, yes. Just make sure that if you don't understand 30 how, you ask that so that we can be able to exploit. So that means the current value, Shreyas, it is now 21,074 rands and 70 cents into 1 plus. Remember, the interest is still the same, being 10.5 out of 100. So are we dividing that? And also here, in place of n, what are we substituting there? Not sure. Okay, Shreyas, this is what you do. Remember, the given interest is 10.5% per annum. And here they're saying compounded monthly. So already you've noticed that you are actually remaining with 30 months. So this is the one that you also converted to months by dividing it by 12. So the period has to match with whatever they are saying there. So can you see here they are saying 10 point that percent per annum, but here they say compounded monthly, meaning your n must be in months, and then also you work it out with that 12, because you have 12 months in a year. So I'm going to make sure that this type of questions, we're not doing them for the last time, so that you fully understand how these things of compounded whatever works. Okay, so now you then punch all of that on your calculator. What are you getting there? Let me also punch.
27,369.56.
27,369.56.
Yes. So it's 27,300 that 0.56 cents. So this is how you answer this question, Shreyas. The trickness in this question is that you invest a certain amount of money, and then after a certain time you withdraw a certain amount of money. So you obviously withdraw that amount from an accumulated amount. So the remaining amount, it also keeps on growing. So after a certain period of time, you then check how much the money has accumulated to. So can you see you withdraw 7,000, but you still have more than what you initially invested. Reason to that is because of the time it took for your money to be in your savings account. So it's more like there is a relationship between the invested amount versus time. The more you invest and the longer you leave it in your investment account, the more it accumulates. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over there. So now we move on to our last question for the day. Remember, guys, today it was supposed to be a physics lesson, but because I think on Friday we didn't have a lesson, then we had to then continue with financial maths, which means during the week there will be those days where we'll be doing physics to make up for yesterday and today. So possibly on Thursday and Friday it might be physics, and then Saturday and Sunday still physics. I'll let you know on that one. Okay, a car costing 198,000 has a book value of 102,755.34 cents after 3 years. If the value of the car depreciates at R% per annum on a reducing balance. Calculate R. This might be a bit tricky, but I do understand that some of you guys might have an idea of how to approach this type of questions. Maybe let me just explain something, guys. When we talk about the book value, this is what I'm about to explain. The book value. Listen very carefully. Book value, it refers to the value of equipment at a given time after depreciation. Listen very carefully. For the last time, Bantu Bagiti. Book value refers to the value of an equipment at a given time after depreciation. So that means we talk about depreciation, meaning the formula that we might be looking at is this one, because we're talking about something depreciating in value. Okay, so back to our original question. Let's see, already we were able to identify the formula that we need to use, being that of a minus and not that of a plus. Okay, so now the statement says a car costing 198,000. So that is the cost of a car. They say it has a book value of 102,755 point that. So you tell me which value is for A and which value is for P. Anyone to guess that one?
A is 10,255,34 and P is 198,000.
Yes. Yes. Hami, so reason to that is because over time the value depreciates. So that means the A value is going to be less than a P, meaning the P value, it is 198,000. Remember, guys, a car depreciates in value over time, but a house appreciates in value over time. Very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen, over that. On that one. So we have that into one minus. Remember, this is what you need to calculate. So n there on that n, this is where we now substitute. Remember, they said after 3 years. This is where you then substitute your 3 years. And you don't do anything to the I and that, or otherwise that you multiply by 1 and this you divide it by 1, because the period is in years, and if it's in years, you multiply n by 1, you divide that by 1. If they said semi-annually, then it's a different story. That's when you use 2, quarterly, 4, monthly 12, and then daily 365, excluding the leap years or the leap year. Okay, so now let's calculate. This is how you perform a calculation. Shreyas. That by 1 is that divided by 1 is the same as that. Then you divide by 198,000 on both sides. Remember, very, very much important, so that cancels that, and then you remain with all of that. So it's more like you have that is equals to that, which is 1 minus I cubed, that's equals to 102,755.34 divided by 198,000. So for you to remove that 3, that means you might need to multiply everything by 1 over 3. So There we have invisible 1 that you multiply by 1 over 3. Whatever that you do on the left, you do on the right, so that cancels with that. So you now have 1 minus I, which is equals to all of that to the exponent 1 over 3. So what you can do now, it is actually to write that on the other side, and then you write this on the other side. So it's more like you have 1 minus into, can you then punch this on your calculator? 755.34 over 198,000 close to the exponent 1 over 3. This is equals to I. That's how you calculate that. But remember, the question wanted you to calculate R. They even indicated to say calculate R. So this is I, it's not R. But we know that I is actually equals to R over 100. So once we get I, we'll easily get R. So what is that value there? What are you getting there?
So 0.19.
Saying I is equals to 0.19. Remember, Shurias, this is not the final
500.
answer. So it needs to continue. This is not the final answer.
So then you times it by 100.
You times it by 100, but remember, I'm sure you did not get this, Shurias. Did you not get some other values?
So I got so the full answer is 0.19638808182.
Yes. Write it in full because it's not the final answer. Then once you multiply it by 100, that's how you get your R, which is then 19.64%. Can you see? If you just write it as 19 Shruyas, that means your final answer it is going to be 19%. This 0.64, very, very much important, Shruyas. If we talk about a lot of money, because of this, it might result in 100 and something thousand being missed. Very, very much important that you include all those decimals. Does it make sense to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mzozozo, ujabulile lapho, sasekhona lapho. Ungathi ubalekile Mzozozo.
Hawu hayi.
Usasekhona.
Ngibeke ngaphezulu kancane kancane kodwa ngibhekile.
Kancane
Kuzawulunga.
kancane. So anyone who's got a question, a comment, or whatever before I close our lesson for today?
No questions.
No question from Non-T.
No questions.
No question from Trias. I'm about to make a conclusion that all was clear. In that case, my name is Desmond. You guys have a very good night, and I'm out.
Thank you, sir.